So last night I had my top-rated 15-dime underdog game of the month, but it was a loser on the Los Angeles Dodgers on the run line against Philadelphia. However, I absolved myself of any guilt, any responsibility for that selection because I released it when I was under the influence of Ambien. It was a drug-induced pick. I cannot hold myself responsible for that loser. It was the drug's fault. Yeah, you're going to buy that one too, right? So, listen, last night I had that play on the Dodgers. Now, what really pisses me off about guys, gamblers, and handicappers is that other guys that may have had that pick last night and bet on that game will blame it on the fact that the Dodgers pitcher left the game in the second inning after 38 pitches because of a strained hip. Just one problem with that. Just one problem. It holds as much weight as, I don't know, some overweight, no talent comedian blaming a racist remark on a drug. You know, who am I thinking of? It holds as much weight as that poor, pitiful excuse, because the fact is that pitcher who left the game, he was already trailing the contest 1-0 at the time. And, you know, the fact is that Jake Arrieta last night for the Phillies pitched a great game. Pitched his best game of the entire season on the road. And my play was predicated on the fact that Jake Arrieta, his home-road splits were so skewed. Great at home, absolutely dreadful on the road. And the fact is, taking it one step further, the Phillies, got the hits last night, and the Dodgers offense totally stymied last night by Arrieta. Well, when you're laying 1.5 runs and you're on the Dodgers and the Dodgers don't hit, it really didn't matter when their pitcher left and when he left. Fact is, the Dodgers were down 1-0. Pitcher left the game. They didn't hit worth a damn last night, and that's why I lost the game. It had really nothing to do with the pitcher. But a lot of guys will come up with that excuse. Oh, my pitcher, he left the game in the second inning. That's why I lost the game. Seriously? Really? Okay, I can understand if your pitcher leads and you're up 4-0 and your bullpen comes in and blows the game. That's a different excuse. Now, let's talk about something more interesting. Listen, guys, if you have not read the story over at The Ringer by Ben Dietrich about Brian Colangelo of the 76ers and his alleged numerous burner accounts for Twitter and the tweets, you've got to spend 5 minutes reading that story. When I first came across it, at 1 this morning, because I had nothing better to do at 1 this morning, and read through it, it is either one of the greatest frauds that have ever been put out there in public to frame a guy, or it's the works of a diabolical mind. It is either so true or it's just somebody out there looking to frame a guy. But it's just a great in-depth story. You've got to read this story. It'll be really interesting to see where the chips fall. If it's true, the guy is obviously schizophrenic. It's, to be able to come up with that type of stuff to put out there on Twitter. But listen, the fact is, you saw it happen with Kevin Durant, got burned with his phony Twitter account. You've seen a couple of other athletes burned with theirs, and some celebrities as well. You play with Twitter and you have those burner accounts, and sometimes you make little mistakes, and that's what happens. But you've got to definitely have a split personality to do those type of things. So, quick little story for you. Speaking of split personalities, bum bum bum, cue the drums. I told you before that one of my big breaks in this, not exactly in this business, but in another business, I used to have a nationwide radio show back in the 90s. And it was a time before the ESPNs, before the Fox radio networks. There was not really any necessarily sports syndicated programming. I think there was the Ron Barr, which may still be around, sports talk show, stuff like that was syndicated, but there wasn't really a lot out there. So I had this ingenious idea. It's wow, let me go out there and try to get myself out there. I'd done some sports talk radio and syndicate my own show. But I didn't have an agent. I didn't have a company out there representing me. So I thought, let me do it myself, because at the time I was working in Atlanta and I was also running a small little ad agency. And I thought, well, hold it. I'm going out and I'm contacting these other companies and stuff. Let me represent myself. Well, just one problem. As the talent, as the host, I can't exactly call on behalf of myself, being me. So I thought, well, hold it. Let me call the radio stations on behalf of myself, but not as myself. So when contacting the radio stations, I naturally contact the general managers or the general sales managers, because they're the ones, because they're obviously looking to run the shows, because they're looking to make money on the shows, running the advertising spots. So I contacted them as my alter ego, using the name that I was using when I was running the advertising agency. And I pitched them the show. I'd send them the demo tapes, which of course is dealing with me, Al, the talent of the show, and I'd send them the resumes, I'd send them the time clocks, I'd send them the demo tapes, and I'd be talking about this great talent. Of course, the talent I'm talking about is me, but I'm telling them and I'm pitching them as my alter ego. And of course, if they'd say yay, then I'd set up a meeting for the talent, which is me, with the program director, because the program director wants to make sure that the talent can actually put two words together. Then the talent, me, would have the meeting with the program director. What? The program director would sign off, find out that he liked me because I'm a nice, pleasant fellow. Then we'd put the deal together. That means my alter ego would then go back with the general sales manager, and then we'd strike a deal. And then magically, I'd show up on the radio. And I did that successfully and marketed and syndicated myself to 28 of the top 40 markets in America. And not one of them ever figured out that me and my alter ego were the exact same person. But that is how I creatively syndicated and marketed myself and created my own little radio network when I was, 27 years old, because nobody else was banging down the door and saying, hey, Al, let's go out and make yourself a radio star and let's go hire you and be your agent. I had to go do it myself. People often say, well, how did you get your break in this business? How did you get to do what you did? I went out and did it myself, damn it. So let's move on and let's talk about today's complimentary play. Split the complimentary plays last night. Thought I was going to go 2-0. Cashed in with the Cubbies, lost with the Astros. Tonight, just one complimentary play. I'm going to go with the Washington Nationals on the run line. Getting the job done and looking to sweep the Baltimore Orioles in interleague play. Nationals minus $1.35 on the run line against Baltimore. Max Scherzer going tonight. The reason I like Max tonight is this. He was unable to hold a pair of 2-run leads in Friday's win at Miami, and he wasn't sharp. Yeah, makes perfect sense to go with this guy tonight. But in my book, that is perfect sense, because this guy has been so good this season. I love the fact that he wasn't sharp in his last outing, giving up 4 runs and 7 hits in 6 innings and striking out a season-low 4 batters. He was due. He was overdue for a poor outing by his standards. And now I think it's time to ride him. Listen, he's 5-2 lifetime with 3.20 earned run average and 10 career starts against the Orioles, many of them when he pitched for the Detroit Tigers. The team, the Nationals, have won 8 of his last 9 starts, and in 7 of those 8 wins, they've won by at least 2-run margins, which makes him a great opportunity play on the run line. He's 5-1 in 6 road starts this season with a 2.50 earned run average. And remember, last year on the road, he was 10-2 in 16 road starts with a 1.82 ERA. Last year, just phenomenal. 103 innings pitched on the road. Gave up just 56 hits. 2016, 2 years ago on the road, 12-4 with a 3.28 earned run average. The Orioles are going with the rookie David Hess, making his fourth start of the season, 4.15 earned run average in his first 3 starts. Not bad, but not great. Giving up 18 hits in 17 innings, giving up 4 homers among those 18 hits, and also walking 5. Nationals, as I told you, won 6-0, 3-2 in the first 2 games in this series. Are 5-0 on this road trip, which began in Miami. They've won 9 straight on the road, 12 of their last 13 on the road. They're 19-8 on the road overall this season. That is the best record in the major leagues. They've won 20 of their last 26 games overall. Meanwhile, the Orioles have lost 4 straight. They've only scored 6 runs in the process, and they've lost 10 of their last 14 games overall. So once again, I'm going to go with the Washington Nationals and the run line as your complimentary play. That'll do it. And wish you well and talk to you.